Hello and welcome to the Center Court Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Sixers fans of all ages.
Yes. The New York Knicks are a gopher hole.
You're going to have to explain that one to the people, but
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
a gopher hole.
Yes. But I'm going to explain it. Coming up, we got the Sixers losing Game 4.
Getting swept out.
Swept out.
Tough one. Tough series.
144-114. We're going to talk about that.
Ouch.
We're going to talk about fixing it. I got some real crazy takes on how we can get this team to the next round of the playoffs. So I hope you stick around for that. Also, we got this is not just a sports podcast. This is a culture podcast.
Culture, life, whatever we got going on, and we just trying to get out and see the people.
Right. So with that being said, we got a big announcement coming up later this week on the 14th. Please stay. Please, we hope you come out because you're invited.
But a big announcement coming up for this season.
Big announcement for the Center Court Podcast, so we hope that you're there. Second thing, we're going to talk Flyers got bounced out.
Yeah, we got some update on the Flyers. A
Flyers.
little bit of Eagles news, Phillies
swept.
news. So we're going to hit all the teams.
Yeah, it's a rough weekend for sports, but, bro, I really just got one more question for you.
Shoot.
What am I going to do? Go. 50. 50.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Center
yes.
Court Podcast. Jay all day, a.k.a. Big J over here.
Willie Hurt, back in the building. Grateful to be here. Happy we here. But, our Sixers got swept out. A rough series for us here, man.
Yeah.
Not a good series for us.
Even your guy over here, the eternal optimist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping the Brooms wasn't going to come out. But we heard the fat lady singing.
Yeah. But should we hop right in? Or first of all, let's.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thanks. I want to say thanks for everybody tuning in first. I want to say thanks to AK-47 for their logo. I want to say thanks to
AK shout Big 50K
for the music.
Right.
I want to make sure that everybody here who's listening, please tune in on the 14th because we got a big announcement coming. The podcast studio is coming. We on YouTube now. We on Amazon.
Yeah.
We on Apple.
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Tune in, bro. We here. If we know it was a rough series. We're here to talk about it. We actually might be trying to be working on a way for you to call in.
Yeah, we working on all that. If you on the edge of the bridge right now, we here for you. We gonna reel you back in.
No. Nobody need to do anything like that because there's
reel you back in, baby.
It's light at the end of the tunnel, man. There's things we can do. We're gonna get into that.
It was ugly, but it's not all doom and gloom.
Right. With the Flyers, what really can you say? I felt like you watched I didn't watch the whole series.
I mean, they pushed two to overtime, so
right. There's optimism there. But
true.
Also, you only scored 5 goals in 4 games.
Yeah.
Well, you're not really generating enough shots on goal to push, to win games.
Yeah, that was a rough series like that. The other team, they look quick on the ice.
Yeah, we didn't look as fast on the ice. We didn't look as sharp. It's from what I did see.
But we'll get into more of that.
We'll get into more of that.
Philly's rebounding a little bit since they bounced the manager out and brought Manningly in. So
okay.
We'll get into that a little bit. But really, right now, we really got to get into the meeting. Well, wait, one more thing. The Birds had a rookie camp. So
okay, yes, they did. Yep.
We'll talk about that later too. But right now,
it's the New
still
York
fresh.
Knicks. New York Knicks are a gopher hole, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, so that's what we got to get into. Explain this gopher hole situation, my guy.
The Philadelphia Sixers season was a beautiful horse.
Your prize pony.
My prize pony that we dressed up, got all gussied up. We
got a new saddle with a 77 on the side of it.
We just got this. We fed it. We gave it the best that we could, right?
Right.
We got Paul George. We got Embiid. And Edgecombe was a player who I predicted would be
You called that in the draft. You said him.
Fresh air into
You
the
said
lineup.
him over Ace Bailey. You called that one before the
Yes.
draft. Yeah.
Now, I thought maybe Ace Bailey would have been a good pick also, but I really felt good in my heart about watching his game.
Right.
You know, VJ Edgecombe's game. And I felt he was the player to take. And I think that was a really good pick moving forward. But the horse that was our 25-26 season ran its leg into the gopher hole that was the New York Knicks.
And snapped it.
And snapped it bad. It was a tragic thing that
We was
just
trotting
witnessed.
this horse right on along.
Yeah, man. It was tragic watching my show horse that I had so much hope in, so much of my hope invested in this show pony. And man, seeing her snap her leg on the New York Knicks, that gopher hole of a franchise, right?
You know what happens once a horse
It's
snaps
painful.
his leg. It hurts.
It hurt, man. Just watching that prize girl go down, and then watching Nick Nurse
At the
when it
beginning of the
started
fourth quarter.
right? The start of the fourth quarter, pull out his old trusty sidearm, and
That wasn't even a sidearm, bro. He cracked open the breech of the shotgun. He put 2 shells in that shotgun. He closed the breech.
man,
He walked up on the horse slowly and gave him one more pat on the head and said,
"Good night, old girl."
"Good night, old girl."
And the sound you would normally hear is disturbing, right? This was equally as disturbing watching my Sixers go down in a heap like that.
Yeah, that hurt.
It was real. It stung to the bone. But we'll talk about it. I mean, and the same old demons that haunted you for the beginning of this particular series right here, in particular, in specific, this series.
Yeah, rebounding,
Lack of
depth.
Same old song.
Just the perimeter defense.
Mm-hmm.
Once they get a pick, they can't stay in front of anybody. It's just
Interior defense, perimeter defense.
Defense
if you're
in
gonna
general.
funnel ball handlers toward the cup, maybe somebody should be there to protect it.
You might need a rim protector.
You might need a rim protector, maybe. And especially because that's the type of style of defense that the NBA would prefer you play.
Right.
Don't just let the guy go by you for the most part. Let's see if we can get blocks and steal. Meet him at the top. I think that's the way the NBA wants you to play defense. Ole Sole. Let the man go by. Let's see if the secondary defender can block shots. And if the offender is
Let's get the high explosion play close to the basket.
Yep. That's what we want. Cool. Paul George, watching him struggle as far as not being able to get to the bucket.
On both ends of the floor. He's late on the runouts for the closing out on those 3-point shots.
Yeah.
A couple of times I just didn't see the effort when
Right.
a mistake or something might have been made on the floor. He didn't run it back out and get back on defense. So we both saw those things happen.
But his on-ball defense, for the most part, looked okay for the most part at times. They did attack Embiid on defense. They attacked him, Paul George, at times. It was watching this team with only the starting lineup plus Quentin Grimes.
And then it's just the other thing, the rebounding. They getting second, third, fourth, fifth attempts in a possession. And it's what can you do? You sit there, you hold them down to the end, grind them down to the end of the 24-second clock. They make one extra pass, or they make they get a shot up. You should get the rebound. We should be going back down the other end of the floor.
Right. You should be closing out possessions. They played good enough defense to close possessions.
You held them to a bad 2. You don't get the offensive rebound. They get a 3.
Right. And it's kickouts and it's secondary opportunities, tertiary opportunities, and on. And you look at our inability to close out possessions. It's a dog pile effect. It's a snowball effect. It just rains down on you, and it's nothing you can do. You watch your season slowly crumble and go down the drain. And when it all
boils down,
when they backing up the truck so you can take your beautiful horse, gilded show pony, and you load her into that truck, and you watching it tear nearly roll. It's come on, man. I had so much hopes for that, man.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
What are the Sixers now? And what are they, now that the season's over, what are they moving forward? There are a lot of questions, I think, regarding.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things that series like this, and even the series before this, like really exposes all the warts, as you can say, on your team to say, these are the things that have to be fixed. Like, you got past Boston with these limitations, but a better team, like you run into the Knicks, like they really, get a chance to scout you from the last series and take advantage of those limitations that you had.
Right. Your warts really began to show in this series, and the decision back when we were in the season to send McCain to the Thunder is a decision we not only question now, we look back now. You were running campaign out there, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the season, just Maxey had gotten hurt.
Yeah, he hurt his finger.
And he had spent a stretch out for the season toward the latter part.
Right.
And you running campaign out there. Why is
you couldn't find the minutes for this kid was the excuse.
Jared McCain, you couldn't find minutes for him. And you sent him to Oklahoma City for cap relief. I think you really kind of just handed Oklahoma City another chance, but we'll talk about that. We're talking Sixers now. And our gorgeous, beautiful show pony that's no longer with us, man.
That we brushed.
That we brushed to care for, man. They gave the best oats.
Great horseshoes.
Oh, man. Lineage. Look at them.
And it's like, you still think about this, like, and then you leave the roster spot for Kyle Lowry.
Right. The roster spot for Kyle Lowry. Trade McCain. These decisions, right, they show up right here.
Just give him an office and making him exec. Why is he on the active roster?
And the part that burns me the most is you watch the playoffs in general. And you're watching Paul Reed play effective minutes for Detroit, right?
You're watching two players that you drafted, that you traded, give you the business in this series. And you left another player that was right in your backyard. All these players is right up in Villanova.
Bridges,
why are we not scouting in Villanova? Where's our scouts at?
Listen, bro.
These are right players right in our backyard.
Mikal Bridges basically, he was a player that you drafted. You drafted Mikal Bridges.
Right. You drafted Shamet.
What the hell's going on, my guy? What the hell's going on, man?
Like a lot of people are saying, I hear people calling for Nick Nurse job. I think we stated this before. I don't believe this is a Nick Nurse problem.
If Nick Nurse has something to do with this the trade of McCain, then yeah.
Yeah, if he signed off on that and said, I can't get this kid out on the floor in the rotation, then maybe that was a problem. Mm-hmm. But outside of that,
yeah, if he has something to do with McCain getting traded, then yes. But the way he coached the game, I never thought. Well, early on, when we got beat. Hold on, let me think about this. When we lost the second game by 20-something or more in the Boston series, I thought
he made adjustments.
Right, seeing him make adjustments from that point to now. Right, is saying, okay, maybe Nick Nurse is not solely the issue here. Because I'm thinking he made kind of the correct calls, but watching us not being able to rebound, watch us not being able to defend, watch us our lack of depth, just players, a bunch of players that basically were unplayable during this series, But Jared McCain, I thought, was a player who could have played in this series.
Could have gave you some solid minutes out there.
Now,
because like you said, you got a lot of players. Like, how many minutes did Edwards get? I mean, you got Terry on the bench. He got garbage time, and so you got all these players. I mean, I know you trim your roster down for playoff time, but it's just so many people uncompletely. Like, where are you going to find use for these guys that you have on your rosters? Like, you got so many different archetypes that just don't fit what you're doing.
You got to re-maximize that position, the bench past Quentin Grimes, if you keep Quentin Grimes. Me personally, I'm on the fence about Quentin Grimes, where I thought during the season he is a useful regular season player. And I thought he would be good further down the bench in this team.
But not your 6-man.
6-man, no, maybe 7 or 8, right?
Right.
Now, if you want to keep him and he is, if he is kind of, I don't want to say demoted or I don't want to say demoted, but I want to say somebody who can give more minutes between Derek Barlow and Bona, soak up those minutes for Drummond.
It's not even so much as saying demoted. If you even go back and look way back when we had Iguodala,
yes.
you're expecting more from a player than what he is. Iguodala is a good third option. We tried to make him the primary player.
Right.
Right now with Grimes, he's not
a
6-man. Can he contribute? Yes, he can.
Right.
But to be the first guy that you're bringing off the bench is just like, or if it's Drummond or if it's whoever else that you're bringing off this bench, this is not.
Right.
That's not holding up to what you have to compete against with like these teams like New York.
Right.
If we got matched up against the Pistons, like we have enough horses to go at these teams.
Right. And I would say right now we do not. Right now we are maybe 2 players of significant playing, like 2 players of significance.
I mean, definitely you need somebody that can rebound, rim protect.
Absolutely.
The way this team is structured and the way they play, like that is almost like that's a requirement at this point. Like
the 2, I think, if you want to fix the Sixers and you want to make them immediately competitive in the Eastern Conference next year, there's 2 players there's 2 positions or 2 areas where they're going to have to upgrade right away.
What you got for me?
The first one is Kelly Oubre. Now, I liked his activity from a energy standpoint. As far as his game is centered around his ability to be in the right place at the right time, using athleticism, his quickness to be in certain places at certain times. But I think a guy like Lugat Dortz out of Oklahoma City, now, they may not let him go. Now, I don't have a backup after him, but if you could somehow pair him with a different type of player. Now, if you can if Kelly Oubre is not your Huckleberry, let him walk, and you also let Drummond walk. You also getting rid of probably Kyle Lowry's spot. You're kind of clearing the books.
Yeah. This is a lot about
anybody that's not in the starting lineup right today, and maybe Quentin Grimes is pretty much off the roster at this point. Now, I'm willing to give Dominic Barlow another chance to make the roster as a player, maybe behind Grimes. I'm willing to give maybe Edwards as a player behind Grimes. If you know, it's just you 2 players away, 2 players of significant playing time for this team to be competitive versus teams like the Knicks and the Cavs. You know, you're going to have to get either, and I think you get 1 through the draft this year. Now, does he have an impact like I believe McCain would have? Or
Edgecombe or
now,
I don't know. You're not going to get, I mean, if
you're not going to get an Edgecombe.
Yeah. You're not going to find another Edgecombe right now.
But you can. We got McCain early first round the other year, right?
Right.
And he was able to contribute right away as a player off the bench. You know, he got valuable minutes before he got dinged up in his rookie year, I believe, like toward the latter part of his rookie year. So this year was his year back, and he's looking, you know, like he's a player over there with OKC.
Right.
We gave him away, and from a team that needs depth, we gave him away, so we couldn't find minutes for him.
Yeah, a team that is trying to win.
Right.
You gave away depth for
cap
relief, which is a team that is on the rebuild should be doing.
Right. I would have probably traded Grimes in the same circumstance. If you're going to give away a player at the deadline, I thought Grimes would have been the one. See what you can recoup. You know? See what you can get for him at the deadline. You lose McCain in that same place. The same place that we watched Quentin Grimes play all year. Right. I would have had no problem giving those minutes.
The same minutes to McCain.
To Jared McCain. Not one
younger
problem.
Player, more upside.
The whole thing.
You're building a chemistry with a young core.
Right. Him, McCain, and Maxey, McCain, and
especially if you're going to waste this roster spot on Kyle Lowry, you got your veteran leadership. I don't need another. I don't know.
my thinking is you hire Kyle Lowry as an assistant coach. Why not?
Just go ahead and get it done.
Just go ahead and hire him as a coach. Open up the roster spot. Get a player who can help you in a situation such as this, where you're in the second round of the playoffs. You got an actual shot here. Now the second player that I think that you should replace in this lineup, and the second player you should bring in. First one, Luka Doncic. The second one, I would kick the tires on DeAndre Ayton. I would kick the tires and see what type of
if he could bring any
shape
type of
he's in.
defensive presence to your paint. Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
what does he bring to your lineup that you can actually use? Athleticism wise, rim protection wise, rebounding wise, the opportunities are there. Now I don't know where you're going to get the money. Now I don't know if the money works.
Yeah, because right now,
I don't know if the money works.
Paul George's contract's got you tied up to what, 28?
Right.
And Embiid is
until 29.
29,
right.
And it's about to hit the extension.
Right. So now you buckled in with Embiid, right? You on the fight. You buckled in.
This is what they signed up for.
Right. No, I don't know what his trade value is. I'm not going to sit here and speculate, but my feeling is it's not very high at this point in time. That's just what I'm saying.
I mean, the only thing that you could probably see is a team that's like one player from getting over the top. They need a big. Right. They're desperate.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, I mean.
You're getting a late round. How many late round picks are you getting? Are they in contention?
That's what I'm saying. You might not even get any contending picks. I mean, you're going to have to try. It's going to have to be for a player and probably picks and money. You're probably going to have to do all three to make it work with that way this extension is about to look. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but
way I think about it is I'm not sure if the rest of the league values Embiid as much as we do. And I don't think we'd be able to move him for
just
60 cents on a dollar at this point.
Because most teams are looking at it, I'm trading whatever for 50 to 60 games.
Yep.
And praying for help for the playoffs.
Praying for playoff health. So you're buckled in with Embiid. Same thing with Paul George. His limitations was just on full display right there.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I don't know what could help you from a standpoint of him.
I mean, what you said as far as
you buckled in with Paul George too. So let's just keep it real.
If you could upgrade that 4 position, like the city, I mean, people love Kelly Oubre.
I like him too.
I mean, you like what he brings. He brings energy. But if you could get that energy coming off your bench,
right,
and have a better starter,
yeah,
and have a better that helps you out with a better second team and brings up the team overall. So
right. I agree. Well, look at it from this standpoint. We got through Boston with 6 players, right?
Yeah,
we got through Boston with 6 guys. Okay, says a lot. Either Boston's trash or we overachieved a bit. Okay,
there was some coaching in there because Mazzulla made some bad decisions.
He did,
and he doubled down on them.
Right, so, with the lineup there at the end.
Lineup and just not giving up on the 3 and just saying we just got to get a bucket.
Right,
living and dying by 3. So
that some questionable decision making there, and I complimented Joe Mazzulla. Moving on, we still won this series. It is what it is.
Right,
getting curb stomped the way we did in this one,
dog walk.
It got hurt. It hurts. So those two, you bring in, if you could find a way to empty the roster, Luka Doncic and DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre, you spot starting him, he probably get 40 starts more, when Embiid doesn't play, right? Yeah. When the playoffs come, he's rested. Because anybody that's doubting Joel Embiid's injury, like legitimate injury at this point in time, right, he falls on the floor all the time. It's annoying, probably. Yeah, I don't know. People don't like it. I get it.
It bothers me. I mean,
whatever.
I like Joe. I like Joe as a player, but just the constantly every possession you're on the floor. I mean, you get in the foul, but it's just like it slows the game down. It's just like again, like I'm not going to clap it up after a while.
This extension kicking in, you're married, dog. You're married to Embiid. Now, if he's healthy, I wouldn't have had an issue with it. Now, the question is, how healthy will he be to start next year?
You got to bubble wrap him. You can't let him do anything in the offseason.
Is that the answer?
I don't know.
Training,
training,
rehabbing,
conditioning, rehabbing, keeping him in shape. Hopefully he learned from his ambidectomy,
right.
Your eating habits. You got to fix that. I mean,
I don't know.
Stay in shape. Get yourself a chef.
I don't know. He has some of it. Is it luck? Some of it, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it that kind of boils down just bad luck. I
don't know. I want him healthy. I want him out there and hooping at this time of year, bro.
When he's hooping, he's hooping. So
yeah, I want him to be a go every game.
For what he did lose a bit on the defensive end, I mean, he's still 30 and 10, 30 and 15.
Yeah,
on a great night. So I mean,
you can't question his production, bro. It's top tier. So that's why I'm saying, Sixers fans, please, I'm only telling you the truth. He's here. So the thing is, you got to build around it. The Andre Drummond experiment, I think it's time. You can just let it go.
Yeah, you got to get more athletic in your front court.
Right. Mitchell Robinson and that type of player proved it. We watched it in the first series. We watched it in the first series. Then we watched it here.
Right. And then
you got to get
Mitchell
more.
Robinson, you definitely gonna have to get more athletic in the front court. So
there's an opportunity now. Is DeAndre Ayton going to work out? No, I don't know. But I think is the type of player you need. Now, is he a stretch four? No. My ultimate archetype to pair with Embiid moving forward is a stretch four. A la. Now, people, Evan Mobley.
Not the
exact player. Of course I would want Evan. Everybody would want Evan Mobley. But an Evan Mobley type of player. Stretch forward that can stretch the floor, of course, on offense and have the ability to protect the rim and rebound on defense. Just that type of player. You looking into the draft coming up. I mentioned a guy earlier, Chris Cenac. He fits the prototype, I guess, from a body frame type of way.
From that type of look, yeah.
He fits that archetype, and you're still going to need another wing type player.
Yeah, because you got to replace Paul George.
Exactly. So. You're going to need another wing. Now, if you can get Lou Dort, of course. And I hope, please forgive me. And if the off chance that he's listening to this podcast is, I don't know about those, but I'll admit to that. However, I'm not trying to pronounce his name wrong, and I hope he understands that. Should he ever listen to it? At any rate,
we're doing our best, man. North Philly accent,
right? I want him to come play. I want the organization to give him millions of dollars. So I hope,
if we butchered your last name, we're looking out for your best interest and ours at the same time.
Don't get it wrong. I want him to come here, and I want him to prosper, and I want him to get cash. I want him to be okay. That's what I want. But I think we use his type of play style here in Philly. Now, is DeAndre the answer to your prayers? No. But he's a stopgap if you draft that kind of player. If you were to somehow get Lou Dort, the guy from Oklahoma City, I can't remember his name. I'll look it up. I'm in the zone now, so I want to look it up.
So we'll figure it out.
But he's up for free agency this year.
A player of that archetype.
That player of that archetype. We're going to need both anyway. You're going to need a 3-and-D wing that can basically defend and hit shots.
Yeah, and then you're going to need somebody with some rebounding and some rim protection.
Right. And you right back in the mix. Now, if you add those two players to this team today, you are a significantly better team, right?
I agree.
Now, that's bringing back kind of Quentin Grimes. So you see the Quentin Grimes conundrum. You see how, right? I hope everybody brought together. Like, you see how the Knicks are a gopher hole and the Quentin Grimes conundrum. Those are the two things I think that I wanted for this podcast to come across. The Quentin Grimes conundrum is a Rubik's Cube that Sixers going to have to solve, because it's kind of Jared McCain was a player that I would feel
more of
better.
a no-brainer.
for me.
Right.
But we got a different reality that we live in right now.
One thing about Quentin Grimes, I will say,
Okay.
he got a commercial.
He does, and he looks cool in it. And he's dunking the basketball and all that. That's what's up. I was
like, hey, look at that. I mean, I'm kind of surprised he got an endorsement deal, but yeah, I mean, big ups to him.
Yeah, it's cool.
So
he looked good. His fade was fresh. Everything. I appreciate it. I want an endorsement like that. I want to look.
I want to crack the energy drink over and go for a lay. Like
you're looking fresh out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm gonna just be behind the desk, dude. You look stylized like that with me behind my a desk, all shaped up. Got to finally get my hair done right. And behind the desk talking shit. The only thing I'm doing. But anyway, you know. But I think those two moves, those two players,
would have us
and
back in the mix and be able to contend next year.
Do you think we could replace Quentin Grimes? Today's iteration, whether you think positively or negatively of Quentin Grimes, do you think his skill set could be replaced?
I think he does have a replaceable skill set, but I think just with the chemistry and what he does bring to the team, there is value there, but just not as your first option that you're bringing off the bench. Like, you definitely need depth. Like, if he was coming out with a better second team, then I don't have a problem with that. But when you're bringing him out and he's got Bona, he's got who else am I thinking of? Barlow. Like, I mean, I seen him and Barlow make some decent plays, during the season. But it's just like you need better. You need upgrades, bro. Even I'm just sitting here thinking about it. Like, there's so many people on this roster that we just sat there and watched that last quarter.
Right.
That's hooping. That's just like these guys are not going to give you anything on this roster.
So, okay, would you throw your hat in the ring for LeBron James? Unrestricted free agent, and I'll read off a couple of names that maybe you think would be worth taking a flyer on or no.
I mean, if you're going to take a flyer on an older player, I would take a flyer. I mean, why not? I mean, his basketball IQ, I mean, that'd be an instant upgrade, even at the age that he is, to help with this team, the young guys, and maybe bring some things along. Like,
yeah, I do agree with that. I agree. Dude, all right, I'm chilling. But yeah. I agree. I think could we afford him? Probably not. At that,
probably not. No, the way we're strapped.
No, we're not gonna be able to afford him. But
and another thing, we were talking about Adam Silver and what he's doing.
So if you're looking into a player like, now, what do you think about John Collins?
John Collins, he fits the couple of things that you do need. I'm not opposed to a John Collins on this team.
Mm-hmm. Of course, yeah, I said DeAndre Ayton. He's a player. I think he has a player option. He's $8 million with the Lakers right now. That's what the number says next to it. I don't know what that means. So if $8 million is what you would pay him next year, or for 2 years, so $16 million for 2 years or something like that,
right?
I think I might really be okay with that.
See, I got to sit down and really look at how our
what about
cap situation. Funny thing is, like, the NBA cap situation, like, I've been trying to get my head wrapped around. NFL cap situation, that makes sense to me. I could wrap my head around that. I could figure that one out. You say you got this many million, this, that, how it works out. You start talking luxury tax in the NBA, this, that, and the other. You got to have this many max contracts. Okay, hold on. Give me a sec.
Yeah, Lou Guntz Dort. And he has a club option, like $16.5 million is the number next to his name.
I mean, how you could work out the trades for a player for cash and compensations and a pick,
right. I don't know if he
I don't even get no love on the 2K trade finder. So
right. I don't know where you would, and those two players seem to be making around the same money as Quentin Grimes and Kelly Oubre Jr. And I think those are two instant upgrades as far as player. Now, I don't know what LeBron James would accept as a salary or what he would not. However, I don't think he would play here from a practical standpoint. I don't think he would come and play here as a city. I don't know if that's his deal.
Yeah, I think just for with the moves and stuff he's trying to make and set himself up for post career, I think that's why he's in LA right now anyway. So
yeah. Now, after that, the pickings is slim. Bismack Biyombo, he's 33. DeAndre Jordan, I don't know if he helps you. Jackson Hayes.
Well, we'll probably have to sit down and really dig into that.
We'll get into
and
it.
get back to that.
I just don't see any names right off the bat. Some young players.
But yeah, that's it.
Season's over.
Nick Nurse came out. He tied the rope around the horse's neck. Walked the old girl back behind the barn and put our season to rest.
Yeah, that was it, man. And it was tough to see the old girl go, man. So, but the Center Court podcast got answers. We don't
just because it's Center Court podcast don't mean we stop at hoops though.
It doesn't mean that at all.
It's just the name that we were able to copyright and just keep for ourselves, so we stuck with it.
And here it is.
We said if it wasn't broke, don't fix it.
Don't
but
fix
we're
it.
going to talk about everything. So, like we said, we'll transition, I guess, over
to the Flyers.
To the Flyers, yeah, they got swept up out of here, man.
Yeah, the Flyers got hit too, bro.
They had a real hot streak going into the playoffs. Got Pittsburgh out of here.
Yeah.
Had everybody, like you said, flying high. The young guys contributed. Martone and some of the other players, like really, I think he had a nice goal streak in that Pittsburgh series. And I
would say that
another
you
one that's
need
over.
more speed, and you need more. You just need first round players.
You need more speed.
You need more blue chip players that add more shots on goal.
Yeah, because the Kings were really exposed the Flyers,
Right.
like with the penalty kill minutes, like
Right.
penalty, like it was 5-on-4 so many times, but they were so fast and able
Far
to cover
too
so much
often.
space on the ice that it just made us look
Right. Slow in comparison.
and just like so slow in comparison the way they
Yeah.
just cover space on the ice with four
And-
players.
And it seemed like at times there's nothing we could do to keep up with that speed level.
Right.
You know, and you like you said with the Sixers, you just another player or two away. And
Right.
probably in each lineup for them. I don't know. I don't know that much about hockey, but I do want to attend the hockey game. And if you catch me around, like
But no doubt, yeah, man,
Clap me up.
we'll give y'all a clap up for the Flyers for getting the
Flyers.
season and getting there.
Yeah, we appreciate the Flyers for getting to the second round also, man. They showed up.
Man, but it was a rough weekend for that.
Rough weekend for our sports fans, but better weekends are coming because not only is this a sports podcast, but it's a culture podcast. And we're going to be adding culture to the mix.
Different things, little slices of life, events going on in the city.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, hit us up if you got an event going on in the city.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, we could show up or we could put it out there for you. You know what I mean?
Like, subscribe. We here.
Yes, like and subscribe. We are whoring ourselves out for you to hit those little buttons and
yeah, join the party, man. It's craziness here, right? But we building a coalition, one person at a time, man. It's it's like Fight Club, but the rules are different and the same at the same.
Yeah, you can talk about this club,
right?
But
fighting is optional.
Yeah, if y'all want to scrap, y'all
feel free to do that with somebody else. I'm cool on that. But yeah, but we encourage you to listen. Thanks for being here, man. We appreciate y'all being here. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Much love and tune in on the 14th. We gonna announce.
We got that big announcement
the
coming.
Culture portion of our show. So, the studio's coming. This is good. This video is going to be on YouTube. We on YouTube now.
Yep. We just waiting. We almost got the studio done. We'll be sitting there. We got the nice background and everything. You guys, my man Willie Hurt from the mud.
Done. Right.
So it's looking great in there. So we'll have, like we said, we'll have our guests come through. Right. Our listeners come through. We're here for a party and a good time.
Man,
so
yeah, it's going to be a situation that it's going to be a good time. We're going to be able to really expand the listener base. We're going to be able to have an event that everybody can come out and party. We're going to, it's going to be all love, and we invite y'all out. Soon I'm going to reveal the mural on YouTube, and I'm going to review the mural on TikTok, on the TikToks. But y'all seeing, like, I'm uploading, like, the stages of us me putting it together. little different snippets of me like going through the motion. It's almost done. It'll be done in a minute. So once the mural's done, that'll be the reveal. I'm working on it now, and
so piggybacking off of that, so that our big announcement coming up for the NFL season. We'll just slide into this little bit of Eagles news we got. So they had rookie camp, and they had a good turnout there. The rookies showed up. Not much, just the guys running around in jerseys, helmets, and shorts, no pads or anything. But you get to see the guys pick their numbers. I would suggest not buying a jersey just yet, because sometimes people get cut and numbers will change before now in the beginning of the season. Because if you remember last year, I know a couple people 2 years ago, I know a couple people that jumped early on those Quinyon Mitchell jerseys.
Right, got the number 30.
And they got a couple number 30s out there. I mean, it's a good find, but
I like that Mekhi limit, and I thought he might take number 8 or 9.
Yeah, I figured 9 made sense because he wore 6 in college, flip it upside down.
And I wasn't sure that Nick Foles would give him the blessing, but he did. I appreciate that.
That's
it's just a real solid example of an old guy giving up the number so a young guy can shine.
Right.
Kyle Lowry.
Get up off that.
But just at any rate, yes, the next portion of the podcast is coming because the studio's nearly ready, and the party's going to be announced on the 14th, and we're moving forward, and we hoping that you come along for the ride, man. We appreciate y'all being here, and I really just got, bro. Let me ask you a question.
What's that?